Hi YouTube friends, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and really quickly I'm just going to show you a super fast home remedy that I'm going to use on one of my cats. It contains herbs and it contains essential oils as well, or one essential oil, although there are others I could have chosen. The reason I'm showing you this is because I have several cats, and one of them came in this morning after being out all night. He's one of our barn cats, and he has a cut right at his groin, and that has cut into the meat. He's in no pain. He's just chilling out, laying around, but it needs a little bit of first aid. So here's how I'm going to handle an animal slight emergency using herbs and essential oils. So the first thing I think about when I have a wound on one of my pets, or even one of us, human beings in the house, is how deep is it? How jagged is it? Is there any dirt or debris inside of it? So I always think about those things first. And then the next thing is I look at how much blood is involved. And then I start thinking about, okay, how do I want to work with this? So in the case of our cat, there was very little blood just because of where it is. And I suspect he's been licking it as well, which is a great response. And on top of that, it's a pretty clean cut. It almost looks like he might have gotten caught on some razor wire, not caught, but just like cut slightly on some razor wire, or maybe barbed wire, something like that, which, you know, cats like to climb over fences and things. So what I'm making here is a combination of herbs and an essential oil that have properties that I want to use for his wound, to speed the healing up of his wound. So the first one is Goldenseal. You can also use Oregon grapefruit, or check on the compounds in the roots you use, but most of the plants with yellow roots contain berberines, and berberines are very helpful topical antibiotics. So that's why I chose the Goldenseal in this. Another reason why the Goldenseal is going to be very helpful is that it's drying. Okay, so it's going to just keep the tissue not overly dry, but it'll help it just kind of heal up better. The next herb that I have here is thyme, and we grow thyme in our garden. And you could just use thyme all by itself, to be honest, or sage, or rosemary, or oregano. But for a cat, I like thyme. According to Dr. Melissa Shelton on the Animal Desk Reference, which is that's my main animal resource for using herbs and essential oils, I like to take a look at what she has to say, and thyme has no contraindications, so I feel very, very good about using thyme with my cat, in case you're wondering, and you're going to blast me with, you shouldn't use thyme on cats or essential oils on cats. The fact of the matter is, and I'm an aromatherapist and I'm an herbalist and have been so for a long time, is that I am very careful about the herbs and oils I use with my pets, especially my cats. But in this case, this is very safe, what I'm going to share with you. So I made a tea, and this tea, and you can see how I did this, this is an infuser, and I just took it out, but it's been steeping for about 2 hours now, 2 or 3 hours. It's cooled down, but this is Goldenseal and thyme tea, and I'm going to go ahead and use this in conjunction with thyme essential oil. And then this is Thymus vulgaris, CT chemotype, thymol. And this is a very powerful antibiotic helper, or antimicrobial. So that's what I'm going to use with this. As my cat heals up, I'll be adding some different kinds of remedies in to help it heal faster. I'm not using Comfrey herb in this because it's quite deep into the layers of the skin, and I don't want that wound healing too fast. And Comfrey is an amazing wound healing herb, but the danger is that if it's a deep wound like my cat has, then the Comfrey can actually cause the skin on top to heal up and leave any infection or any unhealed properties below. And so what you want is you want your wound healing as naturally as possible, but as quickly as possible. So comfrey is an herb that I would use later on in his healing process, but not right now. So right now we're just going to go with Goldenseal and Thyme herb and Thyme essential oil. So this whole tea that I have here is drying, and it's highly, highly antibiotic, and it's going to just speed up the healing process very quickly for him. If he happens to lick it, it's not going to hurt him. I do have 12 drops of essential oil in this 2-ounce bottle. That is a 1% dilution, so it's a very, very low dilution. And I actually thought about going with a 0.5% dilution, but I feel like a 1% is good for him. Now I'm going to show you how to use this. So I'm just pouring it in my dropper bottle. Get my dropper. There we go. So to use this, oops, I don't want that in there right yet. I'm just going to put this in here, not squeeze it quite yet. Shake this really well for a couple of minutes because you want that essential oil completely dispersed in the water, or in the tea. This is water. So essential oils and water don't mix, all right? They will separate. In fact, I just shook it up really, really well. I don't know if you can see the little oil droplets in there, but it's already starting to separate. It separates quickly. One way you can prevent that is by using some alcohol or some vodka. It does help disperse the essential oils a lot better. However, I don't want to spray alcohol on my little baby's deep wound. I don't think that's a wise decision. First steps first, if you need to, clean the wound. I don't need to with my cat. It's a really clean slice. Then I'm just going to drop this on, and I'm going to drop this on 2 to 3 times a day, and we'll see how he does. And once he starts healing up or knitting up, at a certain point, I might start using comfrey if I feel like it's necessary, but I feel really powerfully good that this is going to be a great helper. By the way, herbal teas, they're wonderful for a couple of days if you keep them in the refrigerator. You should not use herbal tea after about 2 days in the refrigerator because they do go bad. Water harbors bacteria, and so you don't want to be putting, icky stuff on your cat. I actually probably should have used a 1/2 ounce dropper bottle for this, but I couldn't find one. So I'm using a 2-ouncer, and that's okay because we have plenty of our herbs here and plenty of essential oils, and so we're good. But anyhow, just something to know. So depending on how his wound looks in a couple of days, then I might make up some more tea, or I might change the constituents of the tea. In the meantime, I'm going to put a lid on this, put it in the fridge, and if either my husband and I feels like we're coming down with a little something something in the next couple of days, we've got some really great tea to sip on in the meantime. Alrighty, let's go take a look at how this works on my cat. So here I've got my, so here's my poor cat. And here I've got my dropper bottle full of, yes, this is Pumpkin. She's wondering what's going on. I'm giving it a good shake before I use it. I'm just going to get a little dropper full. You don't need a whole lot. And I'm just going to drop it right in that wound. See, he's actually handling it pretty, yeah, it's probably, I don't know, he might have to.
I need a stitch.
There we go. Yeah, he might need a stitch. And if that's the case, we'll take him to the vet. Hey, buddies. It's not bleeding. I know. We'll do an update on how he's doing. See, he's not even hurting. It's okay, sweet man. It's all right. I love you. All right. Here's our Indy Kitty. This is about a 1.5 weeks later, and it is completely sealed up. It looks beautiful, and no more pain. He's not favoring it anymore. It's great. So there we go, and he's purring away. Hey, buddy. Key. So there you go. Herbs, essential oils, and some rest, and he's good to go. All right, so I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, herbalist, homesteader, preparedness person. And I just wanted to just tell you again, learning herbs, learning how to use essential oils can make all the difference in your medicinal preparedness. And I think it's really important that people start thinking about that, because eventually you might not be able to get what you need at the store. In fact, I think that's starting to happen right now from what I hear out there. So I have a couple of gifts for you. If you want to get my herbal remedy guide and cheat sheet, that will help get you started. You can get that in the link below. I also have a 24-page free book. It's called How to Relax Using Herbs and Essential Oils. So if you're a person who is filled with anxiety and stress because of all the things going on out there right now, you might want to pick that up too. I also have this handy little opt-in. It's how to dose herbs for adults and children. There are actually 3 different methods you can use for children in here, so that you can be absolutely sure that you are using safe, effective methods. So those are all 3 things available for you. You can have all of them or just take what you need, and I hope to see you in our community. The natural living community is for those of us who love homesteading, we love herbs, we love essential oils, we love natural body care, we love natural living in general. So I'll put a link to that group below too. It is free to join. Would love to see you in there. All right, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and I hope you enjoyed this video about how we healed our cat without stitches. Okay, have a good one.